Wadau. Welcome to Moi University Student Leadership Spotlight. And my host today, we are with Mr. SG, elected 38th Muso, Mr. Kwena. So, welcome.
Thank you very much, Robert. The last time I was here, I was the Secretary General of Moi University, an aspiring Secretary General. But with God's grace and your prayers, I'm now in the Moi University that gave a Student Governing Council Secretary General. We're here to serve comrades. Comrades are our priorities, and as we say, we are just servants of the Most High and sycophants of the comrade.
Yes. On to our first topic today. Okay, what really aspire Mr. Gwen to vie for this position, and what's your achievement by the end of your tenure?
You know, Robert, every step you take, every action you partake, there is purpose, and purpose will always meet passion, and the end result will always be productivity. So when passion meets purpose, the end product is always have a productivity in it. I was driven by the agenda of serving comrade. That's why I've said we are just the sycophants of the comrade and the servant of the Most High. I, Enoch Kwena, I was driven with the purpose of serving our comrade, serving the comrade of the great Harvard of Africa, that is Moi University, and having comrade as their sycophant, just to serve them. That is my purpose.
Okay, yeah. Okay, on to our second. Okay, how will you collaborate with the student? And the leadership is all about governance. Yeah. So how will you collaborate with the comrades?
Thank you. That is a very good question. You know, this is Student Governing Council. It is not Country Governing Council. It is not. To me, our key currency here are the comrades. Comrades are the main agenda. So in any step I partake as the Secretary General, my currency are the comrade. My bargaining power are the comrade. So to serve this comrade, first of them, I must have a touch of the comrade. Because are the people who elected a delegate, and a delegate so better to have Kwena as their Secretary General. So my purpose as a student leader and as a Secretary General of Moi University is to have student as my touch of service. So that for me to serve, I must have the backup of the student. So they are my currency. We can't work in an economy without money. So my money is the student body. And there is where I come to serve the student body. Yeah.
Okay, that's question really to. I was to ask you this one about your topmost priority as Secretary General elect, just waiting to be sworn in any time. So you say your topmost priority is the comrades.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just unveil this a little bit?
Comrades. Hope you believe that comrade is the second biggest, is the most powerful spirit of the Holy Spirit.
Actually, comrades are the shareholder of this institution. We can't run without them.
We can't run without them.
Yeah.
So what is it? What are my two main priorities? The Constitution of Moi University Student Governing Council gives the Secretary General the power to be the spokesman of the council. And as you said, that the comrade are the shareholders, are the stakeholders, are all the names that, as long as it has holders. My first priority is the comrade. Then second priority, I have leadership with me, the empowerment of the leadership I'm having. So I only have two things: the social umbrella of the comrade and the academic umbrella of the comrade. The social umbrella will carry on how the comrade live in the institution, the security, the games and sport, the what have you. But what is the key purpose of the comrade in this institution? Academics. So once I push the academic matters of the comrade and cater and speak on matters concerning their social welfare, so I'm just a sycophant of the comrade and the servant of the Most High.
That's very good. So, okay. How will you work with the University top management to benefit comrades? You know, our most priority here is comrade. Comrade must get anything they need. Yeah. So how will you work with the topmost administration to unleash all this?
That is very nice. Robert, you know, it is comrade power, our power. Our power, comrade powers. Even the administration knows. The power of this institution is in the hands of the comrades. So for them to work with us, they should also understand on the avenues they need to have to align with comrades. We know they are the most superior officers in the institution, but now who are the key people they are serving?
Okay, let me interrupt a bit, Mr. Bernard. We've seen in the past, not even in our institution, Great Moi, but even other institutions abroad, we've seen more top management taking over control of everything. You know, the comrades' rights are being suppressed. How will you address this?
Robert, you know, even sweet banana cannot convince a monkey to be loyal. So sometimes it depends. I'm a product of a comrade, and I know what it takes. What am I using? Why do I use an analogy of the monkey? The biggest elephant in the room is that most of the student leaders decide to go to bed with the administration. You know, when student leaders decide to share the same bedroom with the administration, the key functions that should be deliberated with the comrades most of the time don't take place. But what we are the 38th Musa, what do we want? Let the administration do what it is supposed to do. Let the student come. It's encouraged with our administration. You know, people see when as an activist. I'm just an activist when it demands me to be, and I'm also cool when it demands me to be. So I do play a win-win role. One thing I do avoid is kufinya comrade mahali ambapo hafai kufinya. Sisi tuko kukuosha comrade miguu, na comrade akisema baba mguu yangu haijang'ara hapa, nimeshambuliwa, sisi tunapeleka mahali. We have 7 student governing council. Every docket has its power. We have sports and entertainment, we have welfare, we have the secretary general, we have finance, we have the presidents and have missing. Sir, the Bible says that He will chase away your enemies in 7 ways. And now we have come in 7 ways. So if you decide to chase us in 7 ways, it means you have chased the comrades in 7 ways. Allow me to pin my point at that point.
Okay, that's good, Mr. Kana. So there's a question you mentioned there, bringing us to how will you make sure student welfare? Like if you talk about student welfare, it's all about accommodation, security, and mental health. Like we can see, this thing really disadvantages to us as an institution. Even we are sorry to say this, we lost one of ours due to mental issues. So how will you make sure your office and your docket address this issue?
Robert, mental health and in general student welfare is one of the crucial things that we as student leaders want to put in order and put it as our first priority. You remember, even the academic itself requires social well-being. You cannot go to a lecture hall when you are hungry. You cannot go to a lecture hall when your mental health is deteriorated. And that's why we say it is high time that comrades should not now eat like chicken, but eat chicken. Why are we saying so? It is high time that apart from academic excellence, we as student leadership, the administration, and each and every key stakeholders need to understand the mental well-being, the social well-being of a student. It is very bad that we have lost a student, may his soul rest in peace, due to mental health and issues. But how are we going to tackle this? When we were coming to this mandate of Student Governing Council of Leadership, we did some research and we found that a lot of students or a lot of time was given to online webinars and what have you. We are the 38th Council to tackle these issues of mental health. We shall be preferring one-on-one talks with the student, because sometimes a student may be having some issues, but now with the online webinars, not that they are bad, but he will not be able to get that assistance as it could be with one-on-one. What are we saying? All these webinars, we want to transform them at least to 3 or more physical ones, that a lot of these social issues be governed, be done in a physical way. That is one. We want to transform these issues to come from online to physical way. That is one. When we come to issues of student well-being, that in the hostels and what have you, you know, everything follows a procedure. And we have a docket, that is a welfare docket. We have sports and entertainment docket. You see, with these 2 dockets, they play a very crucial thing. What sports plays is not far away from what a social welfare docket plays. What does sports do? You know, when you engage in physical exercises, there is some of distress that you are removing from yourself, some toxic chemicals, even not chemicals, that social being that is in you is exposed. Through sports department, there are certain that we have laid down. Probably we are even thinking of having something called Moi University openings, whereby we shall be having games each and every year before any season of event, be it in high school or in university start. There shall be an opening in Moi University, so that at least, even I am good in cheering school. That is my biggest role in sports. I remember when I was in high school in Gotse Boys, I was the cheerleader of the cheering squad. Robert, if I'm not good in playing in the field, I can be very good in cheering Robert in the field. Through that, the mental well-being is being expressed. Somebody is being able to shout ile stress ambayo amepatia girlfriend yake ama amepatia mzazi nyumbani, ameiachilia kwa uwanja huko. And you know, with that time he's spending in the field, mingling and coming around with friends, he is distressing himself, a bigger number of the comrade, and comrade will not eat like chicken, but he eat chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Gwen, as we are winding up, there's this law in physics, known as the resonance law. We said that when 2 waves, we've got 2 waves, when they match together, they amplify one another. So, my question is that, how will you collaborate with the rest of the team, that's the 38th Council, to do all this?
But this is the great 38th Council. This is where the history of Moi University will always be remembered. And you have said now that there are 2 laws, there are 2 forces.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that there are not 2 forces again, there are 3 forces. That is the force from administration, the force from students, and the force from students.
You created another force, and I like that.
So you can get the fate of the day.
Yeah.
So the combined force of 3 with the combined force of 2, you know where the energy goes.
Yeah.
And you know the stakeholders of the institution, the shareholders of the institution, comrade.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kwena, and I'm glad. I think we are still here together, and we are in this race. We will see. You promise us. So we are, I think, maybe in the course of the celebrate something good.
I want to take this opportunity to thank the comrades. Comrades, mimi ndio kwenu, katibu mkuu aliyechaguliwa. Kwa maombi yenu na maombi ya Mwenyezi Mungu nilifanikiwa kupata kiti cha Secretary General.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kwena. And back to studio. I was your host, Wanyango Robert. Stay tuned for more political updates. Moi University. Remember, Moi University is the foundation of knowledge. Thank you very much.